Ladies and gentlemen, may I direct your attention to something quite extraordinary.
You are listening to
Kayak Adventure Series.
Kayak Adventure Series. This is where you choose your own adventure. You want to be offshore, you want to be shallow, you want to go up the
You want
creek,
to have a kayak that is sophisticated.
or a kayak that is simple.
You get to choose your own adventure.
Oh, looky there. That's a micro bag. I hope you brought the family. This is going to be wild. Hey, this adventure is going to be amazing.
All right, guys, what is up? We are live. I'm going to be joined here in a minute by Jake Hepner, and we're going to go over day one. So hopefully we can get some folks on here. It looks like we got quite a few, but this will obviously stay up, this video, afterwards. So you guys can watch it and get all the updates from day one. It was quite the day. First day, half day of Shoaliepalooza. A lot of interesting stuff happened. Some stories. There's still some things happening. Some glitching with 30X, which never ever glitches. But of course, when you do your first Shoaliepalooza. But that's okay. It's probably because some incredible updates Dwayne's been doing, I know, and that's going to happen when you have updates. So for apps and whatnot, so we'll get that fixed. I know that the leaderboard has some people down below, and it's not doing it exactly numerically like it should at the moment. But that will get fixed and adjusted. So don't freak out and don't panic if you got a bunch of inches and you're listed down below. It's going to get fixed. But it was quite a day. I mean, a crazy day, an emotional day. I want to thank you guys so much for all the feedback, all the support. And in your comments, you guys jump on. I know a lot of the anglers are going to be watching this right now live, hopefully. But jump on with any questions, comments. This is your time to help get those answered. You guys did a good job for the most part on scoring your fish. I talked to Amanda. There's definitely some mouths that are still open a little bit. So you guys want to make sure you really shove those fish against the board as hard as you can to make sure those mouths are closed. And I'm telling you, it's what I said at the pre-tournament meeting and in our live stream. I mean, if the mouth's cracked like this much, it's going to, potentially be a deduction. So if your mouth is cracked like that, you're trying to maybe get that next quarter of an inch. It's not going to help you if you get deducted a half of an inch, because now you've lost a quarter of an inch. So you might as well either get the photo showing the quarter of an inch with the mouth fully closed, or it just doesn't touch that inch, guys. And you don't want to lose a half of an inch, or essentially a quarter. You get what I'm saying. You're going to lose more than you're going to win. So make sure those mouths are closed. Man, what a wild day. So let's get to, I'm going to share the leaderboard and try to at least scroll down. I know Amanda's still judging fish and whatnot, but we'll scroll down even though it's a little bit jumbled up right now. And I'll get into some of the crazy stories too. So let's see. I'm going to share the screen and Shoaliepalooza. And again, sorry guys, Dwayne is working on this right now. He's on it, and that's what's great about him. So it looks like Aaron Griffith, unless I see somebody else, it looks like Aaron Griffith is. See, it's only glitching at the top for some reason. I don't know why. Once these fish I see what's happening. Once Steve Baker's fish get accepted, he'll probably drop. But right now, for whatever reason, they're in. He just got him in here. So let me look down. So the ones that aren't accepted, maybe that's where the issue's coming in. But anyway, it looks like we got Aaron's Outdoors. Aaron Griffith from Aaron's Outdoors is in first. And let's just click on, he's got some shoal bass. Looks like all shoal bass. And there's a nice one, 19 and a half, it looks like. So he even wrote his name on the identifier. There you go. And we'll give you guys that code here in a minute, too, at the end of this for day two. At the end of this, we'll give you that code. Another 19 and a half. So he's on a couple nice ones here. So nice job pinching that tail, mouth fully closed. Pinching that tail, mouth shut all the way, getting it to touch 19 and a half. So nice work, Aaron. Congrats on being at the moment, it looks like that's probably going to stand too, since all the fish are submitted. The day one leader. The next, it looks like would have been technically would be Austin Thornton, and Fisher McDaniel would be in third, because I don't know what these two here are doing up top like that, but they will drop. Mike Hawks is next, and it's got it looks like it could be the big bass as well. 21. We got to take a look at this. 21 and a quarter, and we might have to change that. That's a shoal bass, so I know it says, but 21 and a quarter. This is probably a good example too. Try to get those photos. This is a story is behind this as well, but try to get those photos up over the fish as much as you can. Not really back like this. Get it up on top of that fish a little bit more. It's going to help our judges score those. But this fish right here has got a story behind it. The timestamp on this fish is 7 on the, basically it's 7 p.m. And, according to the rules, lines out is at 7, but you have until 7 and 59 seconds to submit the photo. So that wasn't really clarified. That's how, Hobie, and that's how Bassmaster, that's how, the other series, and we're trying to unify the rules, of course. And that's why we've done it that way. It's always, you have until, it's not 7:01 until the clock clicks over to 7:01 in terms of the photos. So you've got, that whole minute that the clock is at 7. So that was a wild, wild phone call I got from them. They were a little stressed and freaked out and excited, all the above, and not sure if this fish was going to count or not, because it came right at the last minute, right before 7. And the, of course, picture came in. Hang on, Jake, just if you're watching, I got to send something to Jake here, a code. 220607. That's your code. Join the stream, man. Join the stream. Get in the river, bro. Join the stream. We're not going to go down everything here, but a lot of good days from folks. Lance Cooley's got a 20-inch fish right below Mike Hawks here. So really, this should be, Mike in 4th and Lance probably in 5th, and John Dalton in 6th. So I know that we got these up here that seems to be the only glitch we see is just up at top with those. Everything else seems to be in order. So we at least have a pretty good idea of what's going on here if we just do it like that. So good job, guys, out there. And trying to thank the other major storylines. Let me look at my notes, and I'll cover this real quick, and you guys can get the code and get on to day 2. In the comments, you guys tell me while we're going to do this. Tell me, and we'll go over the team too here in a second. But tell me what you liked about it. This is the first time we've done this in the afternoon session and all that. What did you like about the afternoon? I know most people liked it, but was it, lines out being at that time? Obviously, it's still light later, but we made it that way so that we didn't want people in the water up until dark, and then you got to shuttle or unload. Load up and drive all the way to your Airbnb or your hotel or your campground. And then you're not getting to bed until very, very late. And it's very stressful. You got to get dinner, you got to rig, you got to fix things that, charge batteries. So I thought we did it about right. Like you got that afternoon bite and you got some low light bite, but not like obviously the lowest light possible. So give us your comments. Jake, I'll give you that code again. You want that code again? He needs the code. 220607. Hop on the stream. Let's I know you got some stories, so come on and tell some from some anglers that you've heard. So there's a lot of good fish been caught. Let's look at the team division real quick. Let's see what's happening. This is the first I'm looking. There's not a lot of good signal out there at some of these places. So the fish came in late, and to really digest what happened, for me to give you guys a real update here, I'm kind of looking at it live with you. So we're kind of seeing it all for the first time. So let's go to the team division. I'm going to go click on team right here. There was, I think, 20 teams we had, 20 total teams. And I don't think the team leaderboard is glitching. It looks like it's completely accurate. So that's great. Smallmouth of the South, Mike Hawks and Eric Hawks, is in the lead. They were on the board early today. I saw that. They were on the board early and continued it all the way to the last moment when I don't know if I guess it was Mike that caught that 21.25-inch shoal bass, which I believe is big bass. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, Amanda or someone watching, but I think that's the big bass.
It is. Yeah, I made it.
You made it. Welcome. So we're going over the team right now, Jake. This is interesting. We got some good totals. Ethan Grizzard Austin Thornton and Ethan Grizzard. So I guess Ethan just said, I'm just calling the team name my name, bro. Like, Austin, you can just deal with it. Austin said, well, I'm going to go and catch 89 3/4. So Ethan, next time or now, if it's possible, we're going to get Amanda to change the name to Grizzard and Thornton, or really Thornton Grizzard. So maybe that's a conversation between Austin and Ethan tonight. I don't know. Might have to get his name on that team name. But
I just talked to one of the teams out there, the Shoal Masters, and they said they had to grind it out, but they did fish the stretch, the controversial stretch, and they didn't have any problems. So that's good.
That is good. That is good, guys. And, well, it's probably because we are, obviously, in this tournament, we're law-abiding citizens. We are respecting the river as we should and teaching others to do the same. So, that's good. Good job, guys. So they're at 78 and 77 there in third place, Marshall Stamps and Daniel Hamilton. Now, these numbers, when you look at kayak fishing tournaments, they don't all seem that impressive. Now, the 89 and 86, that's getting up there.
It's just a half day,
It's a half day. That's right. Don't be fooled. It's a warm-up. So
what's crazy is a lot of the big fish started to come in after the sun started to get lower. So if you actually look at the timestamps on some of these as they were getting judged, it was like, look at the big bass. The big bass came like right at the last second.
At the end, yeah. So you might see the same thing happening in the morning for that morning bite. So
exactly. That's what I was going to get at. It's like, I expect the morning bite to be good.
Yep. Tim and Lance, the OG River champs, they're in fourth, and the gang at Luther Turner and Sam Cox sitting there in fifth, and then Money Dingers with Dalton and Alex Rudd sitting there in sixth. Hooch Daddies, seventh, the Fall Liners. So, Snyders and Bakers sitting there in ninth, and then we suck at fishing is in 10th. So, guys, good job. Teams are catching fish. You guys are having fun. Let's look at some comments real quick, and then let's give that code and remind you guys about a couple things as well. So let's stop sharing that. There's nothing – I don't think the microbag – some fish have been submitted, but I'm not sure anyone's got 5 yet over there. So
yeah, I think John caught an 8.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he got an 8.
He's building his microbag.
He's got it. He's got his that's like a 17 maybe, like if you were like inversing it. So
yeah,
he just needs a few more of the. He needs that kicker, that 5.
That's right.
Kicker.
He does. He needs a kicker as a 5-incher. That's right. It works the opposite in the microbag.
We did have a philosophical question that we ultimately decided that like it didn't matter, but with your fish's mouth should be closed, but like in the microbag, if you don't do that and the fish's mouth is open, you actually are hurting yourself. So just throwing that out there. Like, if you penalize for it, it would, I don't even know how you would do that. It's like, you're actually penalizing yourself somehow. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Exactly. We penalize the opposite way in microbag. So we'll give you the inches when you don't want them. You know what I mean? Like, so microbag, we might see some people trying it tomorrow, but I think, folks.
I'm surprised more didn't try it today, honestly.
Well, hey, 4 hours goes fast.
I bet you what happens is if they don't catch, like if they weren't on them by 12, they're like, you know what, go microbag.
Yep, exactly. 4 hours goes fast. So, but yeah, it was a great first day. Thank you, Tony. Let's get into the code and any other. The thing I will want to say before we get the code is just that day 2 Dark Horse, presented by Dark Horse Tackle, is the angler who jumps the most places from day 1 to day 2. So maybe some people didn't have a chance to fish today, or maybe they only caught 1 or 2. You have a better chance to win that prize because you're sitting so far down right now. And because it's a 5-fish tournament only, I talked to Luis when he came in here, North Georgia fisherman, right? He had lost some good ones, a lot of good ones. He said he lost like 80-something inches of fish. And I was like, hey, man, if that was a 2-day tournament, you'd be out right now. There's no way you could make up it. I don't know what he's at, maybe 70-something inches. I'm not sure.
He's at 14 inches.
Oh, at 14. So he lost him. He didn't even get a limit because he lost him. So it cost him. But really, it's not going to cost him. He can still come back. He knows where they are. So you guys who didn't get him in the boat or didn't have the best day or made a mistake in where you went because you thought it was going to be happening in one area and it wasn't, that's the point of this. It's to help you guys correct that potential bad decision. And that's just the beauty of this format. It really leaves it open. And we just got word the individual leaderboard is fixed. So thank you for doing that, Dwayne and Amanda. We'll pull it back up here real quick since it's fixed, just so we can see it in all of its glory.
It looks like Aaron is in first. So
That's exactly what we thought. Okay, it's fixed now.
Yep.
Sorry about that, guys, but Dwayne, appreciate you fixing that right away, and appreciate that you doing the update that made Tourney X better. And
Look at
so
that,
here we go.
John
Yeah,
Dalton in 6th.
So yep, that's it. We scrolled down this a minute ago and looked it over. So we'll scroll down. You guys can see reading out the top 10. Daryl Thwett is in 7th with 82. Jessica Thwett. Wow, look at that. Team Thwett just back to back there. Well, that's still not right because she's at 71 inches. So it's not completely fixed. But other than that one right there, it looks like it looks like it's fixed other than that one. But they just want to be next to each other. They want to be, I mean, they're a couple.
I hope their team name is like some threat pun.
Yeah, it should be. But it's basically, except for that one, it is all looks like it's in order. So Weicker with an 18. Let's just look for some big fish here. Mark Bradford caught an 18 3/4. Russ has more of a consistent bag there. So anybody who's walking away from this half day with a fish that's 17.5 or 17, 18 inches and up, at least that's one you could to win could maybe end up at your 5th fish. You know what I'm saying? So those are what I call fish of significance, the FOS. Is that right? Fish of significance. Those are the ones that if you come away from the half day, this afternoon session with 1 or 2 of those, you're feeling good. So anybody who's got a fish like that, you've done your job so far on this day one. Jamie Daps here, he's got an 18.75. Steve Kennedy, guys, he's sitting there. He was out early on top of the leaderboard. He's got an 18.75 for his biggest. Let's see what it is. It's not a shoal bass.
Is that a
largemouth? Largemouth. So, yep, largemouth.
And we know that Steve is really excited to fish tomorrow. So I'm curious what he rolls out tomorrow.
Yeah, he's taking advantage of the canoe rule. You know what I mean? This canoes are allowed, so he's taking advantage of that. So good on you for reading those rules and seeing you're allowed to use canoes. So that's pretty much it, guys. The top 10 there, John Johnson in 9th. But let's give out the code and let's cover any last minute things.
Be careful tomorrow if it rains, especially if you're in some of those wildlife management areas, because that red clay gets super slick.
Yeah. Do you know what anyone know what the weather's supposed to be like tomorrow? I haven't even looked lately.
There's a pretty good chance of rain, but it doesn't look like it's going to be super bad. So we should be good. But I mean, I think everyone should just be like, keep it in the back of their mind. Like, can I get out of that spot?
Yeah, if you're on a dirt road. Okay, so the last things I got to mention before we will give you the code and let you guys get on your way. Don't forget the Peach State Kayak Anglers event can still be entered. So all you got to do is go midnight. On the till midnight. Is it till midnight? So
it's 11:59:59. But I mean,
all you got to do is go right over here to kayakadventureseries.com. Click on Thomaston, Georgia. Scroll down a little bit, and you can click on Peach State Kayak Anglers and still register for that event right here, guys. So you will still get in that. It's a one-day only Saturday. That's why you can still register in that event. Saturday only. I don't know how they do their identifier and their codes. Yep. Don't forget to check in and check out. Again, if you don't have signal, check in well before you lose signal. You can check in well before.
And I'm pretty sure if you check in without signal, like you push it, when you do get signal, I think it does check you in.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I remember Dwayne saying that. I might be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. So if you check in, like your phone like caches it, and then you check in when you do have signal.
Nice. So. And then the last couple of things, and we'll give the code, is don't forget if you were at the brunch this morning, the Bass U brunch, to go on the page and scroll down and scroll down right here, guys. If you were at the brunch, again, it helps us support. I mean, it was a good time. How many people had a good time? We had like 40 people there at the brunch. Click sign up now, and it just basically it'll take you to a page that is recommending $30 to pay for the speakers and the food and all that. But you can change that number to $1, to $5, $10, $15, whatever you got, $100. It's up to you guys. Just, did you appreciate us doing it? Did you like us doing it? Did you learn stuff? I think you guys did. Everyone really, really loved it. They had a good time. A great turnout. I mean, it's something that I think most people are going to probably come to for all the rest of the events because they had such a good time and they learned a whole lot. So there was a great seminar by Gene Jensen, Fluke Master, and Dr. Salmons. we kind of had to cut it a little short. I wasn't able to do the seminar with Jeff Little. We'll probably do that in Michigan or at another event, a River Fishing Secrets. But Bass Shoot Brunch was awesome, guys. Thanks for showing up to that. Tons of fun. And then the Shoalie raffle, don't forget, you can bring some cash, or we can take some payments over the, Stripe or Venmo or PayPal for raffle tickets to win that Crescent Kayak Shoalie, that special flash-colored Shoalie kayak. It's a one-off, one-of-a-kind. That'll be at the festival. We'll see you at the festival. Drop off those bags, and basically right past the Ritz, drop off your AFCO bags, honk, and we'll come see you. And we need to write your name on the bags, actually with a Sharpie, so we know whose is what. We got to pick a winner for the Omnia Tackle for Trash to see who's got the most unique trash item or who has the most trash. And obviously, guys, if you're ever found to do anything ridiculous, like go find trash somewhere else from a trash can and dump it in there from your Airbnb, then you'll probably get disqualified from ever fishing this again. So those aren't the kind of people we're trying to attract anyway. I know this is legit river trash you guys will pick up, but it's not worth it, guys, to get disqualified for a $100 gift card for some tackle. So just pick up the trash around your put in, your takeout, or find some unique trash item that can fit in the bag, or you don't have to fit it in the bag. It could be a tire. You can put it in the back of your truck, bring it and lay it on the ground there by all the other bags. That's fine. But we just want to clean up and set a good example for out there. And let's give off the identifier code. It's going to be KAS, just like today. It starts KASFL. KASFL. And I will actually, I've got a picture of this. We're going to post it on. It's already on TourneyX. If you go to TourneyX, guys, and you click identifier, then you can get the code right there. Click on identifiers and TourneyX. It's already in there, and you can get it right now. And
you just flip your ID over, by the way, to day 2.
That's very important. Flip your ID over.
Flip it
day
over.
2 is on the back. It's on the back. Write it on the back. KSFL. And I will.
And we did have one person that did not use an identifier today, which was really disappointing. So make sure you use your identifier.
Yes. And then there was one last thing I was going to mention, and I can't remember what it was, but we'll send an email out if we need to about it. I was going to say, if you have any issues, guys, with the submissions and figuring TourneyX out, it's very intuitive, actually. But over there at the Manage Catch section, if you're confused about what fish you've submitted and which ones you haven't, Manage Catch is your friend. Because you click on that button, it'll show the fish that you've been submitted, right? So you can kind of figure it out that way. But make sure you just keep a good system. I like to create a separate album in my phone for this event and move all the fish over there that are my biggest 5. So as I'm scrolling through, and I take a picture in between all of my fish catches. I take a separate picture usually of where I caught them off of, so I can have a little library of what they're holding on at the end of the day. And that breaks up all your monotonous photos of fish on boards, because you're taking 5-10 pictures of the same fish, and then you need a different picture to break it up. And then afterwards, you can, obviously if you have signals, submit them live, right, in real time. But then afterwards, you can add all your biggest 5 to an album, and then you've got them there to submit for team. You've got them there to submit for the individual division, and you're not confused. But then if you ever have any issues, just click on Manage Catch. It'll show you which 5 you've got in there and which ones maybe were, even submitted earlier that are already, culled out. So any questions on the comments that we had to address before we get off here? Anybody? All right. KASFL is the code, and I will put it up here before we leave right now, just so you guys have it. I'll add it right now, and we'll show it off. So no one has any confusion. I'm going to put it up right here before we leave. But yeah, was it fun? But post a comment. Do you have a good time? Was it fun? Hopefully it was. The afternoon session. If you have any comments about the afternoon session, things we could do, like we were thinking, even Jake and I were thinking, maybe we'll make the Lions the photo submission time even a little bit longer to not stress anybody out. I mean, an hour and 15 is a long time already, but
yeah,
I got some feedback from
the guys out there, and I got some feedback from the guys out there that we'll weigh, because I think they had some good points. But
yeah,
we'll see.
All right, we'll talk about it, and we can always tweet things for future events. But obviously, the rules are the rules for this event. We got to go with them. That's what we're doing. Yeah, Sam Cox says he's having a good time and needs to fish cleaner, and I'm sure a lot of people are thinking
they're
the same
feisty,
thing.
man.
Yep. They are very feisty. I know a lot of people lost some big fish. A lot of people. See what's Abram Champion saying. Couldn't check out on Tourney X because my phone broke, but I did make it off the water. Thank you, man, for letting us know you're safe out there. So I guess tomorrow morning, get on the water at 6 a.m. and start fishing at 6:30. So I'm saying that right? Yeah. I mean, I think I set all this up. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing. Yeah, 6 a.m. get in the water, 6:30 first cast. So have fun.
And keep in mind, that means you are not launching before then. Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Clarify.
6 a.m. is the launch.
Launching. Yeah.
Yep. You can always hang out by your ramp. You can get in the water and hang out by your ramp if you need to, because it's a busy access or boat ramp, but you can't. You can't go away from the ramp, but you can sit in your kayak right there, whatever, like a foot or 2 foot away from the bank, just on the bank right there. You can do that. That's okay. So no other questions, man. That it freaks me out when there's no questions, but at the same time, it just means maybe we actually have clarified things.
Dude, they're probably a
enough.
lot of these guys are sleepy, man.
Yeah,
they're ready. They got to get a good rest for tomorrow.
Well, we got to let you guys go so you can get some rest, and I need to get some good rest for tomorrow too. And we got some stuff to do at the theater right now to make sure this awards presentation can go off, hopefully without a hitch. So we'll see you guys later. Thanks for fishing hard out there today, guys, and giving us good feedback and staying positive. Appreciate it. See ya.